This sweet potato salad is hearty, tangy, and the perfect amount of crunchiness and sweet. It is one of my go-tos throughout the winter months and is perfect for entertaining. Let's jump right in. First, we're going to get started by preparing our sweet potatoes. We are going to peel and cube 2 sweet potatoes. These are medium-sized sweet potatoes. You could also use 3 small. To make cutting the sweet potato easier, make sure that you always have a flat side down so it doesn't roll around. I recently made this recipe for a dinner party and everyone was asking me for the recipe. They went absolutely crazy over it. Try to cut them in as evenly sized cubes as you can, but they don't have to be perfect. One tip that I have for roasting potatoes or sweet potatoes is drizzling a little bit of olive oil in the pan while it's still preheating. This allows the oil to get hot and it prevents the potatoes from sticking, and it always works out really well. It's best to make sure that your olive oil is only hot for a couple minutes in your oven. If you leave it in there too long, it's going to end up getting really smoky. Now we're just going to place the potatoes onto the baking sheet, and then I just toss them in the olive oil and sprinkle them generously with salt and pepper. Try to make sure that your sweet potatoes are not touching each other, just to make sure that they get really nice and browned and crispy. We're going to bake these at 425 degrees or 220 degrees Celsius for about 30 minutes. I like to turn them at about 20 minutes. Now while the potatoes are roasting, we are just going to take a large bowl and put our other ingredients in it. I'm going to start off by putting our protein of the salad in the bowl. We are going to use 1 can of chickpeas and 1 can of red beans. You can really use whatever beans that you have on hand, any kind work. So now I'm just gonna add some spring onions. These are actually kind of larger ones, which will work perfectly, but also if you have the smaller ones, those work great. These spring onions really add a lot of flavor to the salad. Be sure to add the green parts too. They really add a nice color to the salad. Now we're gonna add some diced red pepper just to add a really beautiful pop of color, plus the crunch is really nice. Now to get a really umami salty flavor, I like adding sun-dried tomatoes. This is a small can and I'm just gonna cut them into small pieces. These sun-dried tomatoes give the salad a really nice savory bite. So as you can see, these have started to get nice and roasty on the other side, and they're really easy to lift off since I preheated that olive oil in the pan. So now we're just gonna add some pomegranate seeds. These have such a nice, sweet, juicy bite, plus they're like a tad bit crunchy. They add just a really nice, flavorful bite to the salad. And lastly to the bowl, I'm going to add some salted peanuts. The first time I made this salad, I did it without the peanuts and I felt like it really just still needed something crunchy. So then when I added these, it really added like the perfect amount. Time to take the sweet potatoes out of the oven. These look so nice and really roasted up perfectly. I do have to say, I did leave them in there an extra 5 minutes just because I wanted them to get really nice and roasted, and at 30 minutes, it just wasn't quite there yet. So just look at them and judge for yourself if they need more time. I like to let these cool for a bit before I add them to the salad, so we're going to go ahead and make our dressing. So for the dressing, you're just gonna take a small bowl and add some olive oil, lemon juice, some mustard. This really gives the salad a nice zing, along with some agave syrup or maple syrup, just for a touch of sweetness. I like using a small garlic clove just because I like it to have a slight garlicky flavor, but I don't want it to be overpowering, along with some salt. Now we're just going to give this a whisk. It's tangy, it's very good. Now I'm just gonna add in a little bit of parsley. I always like to have something green in the salad. It just doesn't feel right to have a salad without just a little pop of green in there. Okay, time to add the sweet potatoes back in. Before I put the dressing on, I'm going to mix it all together. That just ensures that all of the components get an equal amount of dressing on them. I absolutely love all of these colors. They're so beautiful. It just really makes me happy to see such a colorful dish. I really love that this makes a large amount because you can just keep it in your fridge and eat it throughout the week, or have a large amount for a party. It's really just perfect. Always give the dressing a few good swirls before you pour it on. Okay, time to add the dressing. I'm seriously like smiling looking at this. I don't know why, like seeing a colorful bowl of food just makes me really happy. So ideally you would let this sit in the fridge for a couple hours to really let all the flavors meld together, but I'm just gonna try it right now because I don't feel like waiting. Okay, so let's serve it up. Let's see how it is. It's really good. I really love the tangy dressing and how it pairs with the whole salad. Like the softness of the sweet potatoes go really well with the crunchiness of the red bell pepper and the green onions. You have the saltiness from the sun-dried tomatoes, and then that little pop of sweet from the pomegranate seeds. I absolutely love this salad, and I know you will too. So if you guys like this episode, be sure to check out some of my other plant-based recipe videos, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next time.